This is Richard Lynch, and this is the Irish Social Business 2020 Showcase. I'm here with Eamon Ryan, the CEO of the Irish Social Business Campus. Can you tell me a little bit about your organisation?
The vision behind the Irish Social Business Campus is to help foster a vibrant community of active social entrepreneurs and social businesses within the country contributing to our community.
That's amazing. And what was the purpose of doing a showcase like this?
Over the last 6 months, in a very difficult time, the participants you'll be seeing today will have been through our incubator program, where they developed their ideas and launched them out into the world, ideas to the benefit of their community, and this is a chance to showcase what they have actually done on behalf of the people that they're trying to support.
Amazing. And can you tell me, what is the importance of social enterprise to society and to communities, especially in economic turbulent times like the ones that we're going through now?
The one positive out of all the negatives in the last time has been how beneficial it has been for communities when they work together, and social enterprise at its heart is about communities working together, and hopefully what you'll see today is a set of people that are doing that on their behalf and to the benefit of their own communities.
Thank you, Eamon.
Thank you.
But first, what is social enterprise and what can such businesses achieve? Let's speak to our first guest speaker, who runs a long-established social enterprise, about the challenges they have had to overcome. It's Ray Burke of Active Connections.
Hi, Ray Burke here from Active Connections. I'd like to thank Eamon and the team of the Irish Social Business Campus for having me here today to share with you guys. What I love about social enterprise and social business are the people behind those businesses. The brave people who bring forth their solutions to problems that they've seen. I founded my own social enterprise in 2011, and like many of you guys, I'm sure, I was doing what I could in the time that I had. It was really tough, but really, really worth it. In the early days, I met lots of people that told me, Ray, it's too tough, give it up, you'll never get there. But I kept the head down, I kept striving forward, and 9 years later, Active Connections is a team of 11 amazing people who help drive, develop, and push our solution forward and grow that solution so it meets more young people. Very early on in the process, I met a lovely gent who told me to measure everything. Measure outputs, measure outcomes, and measure the impact that we have. This is really great to show with funders, partners, but where it was most vital was for me to reflect on, to look at the impact that we've had and to keep the mission at the center of everything that we're doing. As I said, we set up in 2011, the height of the last recession, but where there's crisis, there's opportunity, and I truly, truly believe in that. Collectively, social enterprises and social businesses of all shapes and sizes around Ireland are changing Ireland for the better. These unique innovations and solutions to problems are going to be more needed in the next couple of years than they've ever been before. One piece of advice that I have for you is to say yes when you can. 3.5 years ago, we were given an opportunity that was a little left field. It was the same type of work, but to work with a different profile of young person that we had never considered to work before. We said yes at that stage, and 3.5 years later, that has led to a really significant relationship with a state funder that is pushing the development of Active Connections and everything that we do. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate you for getting this far. Really well done, and the very best of luck with the next step.
And now let's meet our first three social enterprises.
Okay.
Hi, Susan. It is
Hi.
so nice to meet you. I am so glad Slánú Stroke Rehab was part of this year's Irish Social Business Campus Showcase, and now you are becoming a graduate. Congratulations. And I know that specifically you work with people specifically with their hands after stroke, and that's what makes you so special in what you do. But my question for you, would you recommend other people taking part in the Irish Social Business Campus Incubator in the next year?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's been really, really invaluable to me because I'm an occupational therapist, so from a clinical point of view, I am relatively confident in what I'm doing, but it's really the whole enterprise side of it that I needed so much help with, and it's just been really, really useful.
And in what ways has it been useful for you, Susan?
It's just knowing where to actually take the next step, but more importantly, what they did was they helped us to kind of step back and just look and say, just to validate what our original idea was, because we always think it's a great idea, want to make sure that it is and it's needed, and that the value of what we're offering is really impactful. And that was the key to it, really.
And so you have been taking this program for many, many, many months now. How was the experience working with other social enterprises and finding out about them?
Just amazing. I'm just blown away by the variety and the passion that other people have. And it's really nice to know that you're in the same boat, because you definitely have times where you kind of really doubt yourself and you think, am I doing the right thing? And you hear other people with a kind of a similar issue.
Well, I can't wait to hear some more about Slánú Stroke Rehab.
It would be 6 years ago now, the 19th of March 2014 I was just putting up my breakfast and suddenly I felt the blood running down the back of my head. And I suppose I called Annette and she was going to take me to the doctor, but I actually had what they call an AVM, which actually destroyed all my motor skills. So I couldn't hold anything, catch anything. And when they were doing the operation, we'll say to close the AVM, I got a stroke. I was on the table for 6 hours.
So in 2011, I had a stroke, which entailed left-sided weakness, spatial awareness, dexterity, so I had very difficult movement in my arms and my shoulders. They would have said that I would be dependent, which means I needed to rely for day-to-day tasks on my wife and other people.
I couldn't go to the toilet by myself, I'd have to have somebody holding me. I thought if I could go to the toilet by myself, I'd never again say a poor day. So I couldn't walk without somebody holding me, without having a belt around my waist and they'd hold me. And my God, was it hard. It was.
So my name is Nick Ward, I'm a consultant neurologist here at Queen Square. My area of interest is understanding how we can promote recovery of movement after stroke, and in particular recovery of arm function. I think in terms of recovery of arm function after stroke, there's no doubt that the thing that makes the most difference is hands-on therapy from skilled therapists, so physiotherapists and occupational therapists.
Hi, I'm Susan. I'm Siobhan, and we are Slánú Stroke Rehab, a not-for-profit service that specialises in stroke rehabilitation.
We focus primarily on upper limb rehabilitation, which is intensive training of the hand and arm that's affected by the stroke.
And a big passion for me was cooking. So I wanted to get to the stage where I was able to cook a meal for the family and for myself. And that involved using both hands. It can be frustrating, it can be extremely difficult. You can get extremely disheartened by it. But you have to be determined.
Then we got in touch with, I suppose, Susan after maybe 2 years. And I was in a wheelchair at that stage. Now I can walk around the house without the aid of a cane. If I'm out, I have to use the cane. So that's my independence, because I can go downtown, I can do my own shopping. But it didn't come easily, it came with hard work. The doctors told me that after 2 years, what you hadn't improved after 2 years, that was going to be it. That's not true.
One of my main goals was to get back up on the bike, get cycling, get out and active. Initially, at the very start, even mounting the bicycle was a very extreme challenge. In my wildest dreams, I didn't think I'd be able to get back on the bike, but through perseverance and positivity and determination, you can get there. You can start doing all these things again that you think are impossible now, but they are possible, and I'm proof that they are possible, because that would be one of my next goals, is to cycle the Ring of Kerry, which would be a fantastic achievement, and do it on behalf of Slánú.
And it's important to keep at it, to keep doing something every day. I know you get discouraged at times and you'd say, sure, what's it all for? But really, it's really worth it at the end.
Hi, Jessica. How are you? It's so nice to meet you. Congratulations on being a graduate of the Irish Social Business Campus for your social enterprise, Greywood Arts, which links the creative arts with local community. I just wanted to ask you, what was the experience like of working with the Irish Social Business Campus?
First, thank you. And yeah, the experience was fantastic. There are kind of two things that I found really stood out to me. I've done other business classes before, and there's always kind of a piece of the puzzle that I felt like I had that didn't fit in anywhere. And with the ISBC, I was able to figure out that that's really our impact as a social enterprise, and that impact not only has an important place, but actually it's the most important thing in how we frame our whole business. And the other part that was so helpful for me was looking at aligning my personal goals with my business goals, and not the other way around, not always having to fit your business into your life, but that it can work really more hand in hand.
Wow. Well, I am so excited to learn more about your social enterprise. Let's have a look.
Would you call yourself creative? I would. At Greywood Arts, we believe everyone is creative, and we want to put creativity at the heart of East Cork. I'm Jessica Bonenfant, the Artistic Director, and I'm passionate about bringing artists in the community together to explore creative process, to grow, and to discover a sense of belonging. At Greywood Arts, we do this through a number of ways. We program cultural events, we host educational arts workshops, we provide artist supports, and we facilitate community collaborative arts projects. I'm excited to share with you a project that's going to let Greywood Arts double the number of people who access our programming. We're planning to renovate a derelict coach house into artist studios, a flexible event and exhibition space, as well as a dedicated arts classroom. What began as an artist residency in 2017 quickly grew. Last year, we brought 52 artists from 15 different countries to Killa Village to work on drawing, painting, music, writing, poetry, and performance projects. Our ambitious community projects include the revival of Killa Village's historic May Sunday Festival, and we've worked with groups such as the Active Retired, the local primary schools, Feroga Youth Group, and Scouts, but we're really outgrowing our space. We frequently get requests for ongoing classes, and a dedicated space will help us make that a possibility. We'll be able to bring regular classes and workshops suited to families, children, teens, and adults in East Cork. We also get frequent enquiries from local artists about space to work and to teach. The Coach House will allow us to provide affordable art studios, as well as space to offer more performances, readings, screenings, and music nights. We want the Coach House to be a welcoming space that the community can access on a rental basis too. We believe that meaningful experiences are made through creative participation, and we've seen incredible outcomes from participation in our programs. We focus on creative process and self-expression, and find that this really builds self-confidence as well as other soft skills like collaboration and communication. I think it's really important to be exposed to new perspectives and to hear new ideas that maybe challenge us a little, because hearing each other's stories is how we build empathy, and building empathy is really important in this world right now. I'm really passionate about connecting artists with the community and connecting community members to each other, because I think when that dialogue and connection happens, that's where the sense of belonging at Greywood comes from. Planning for the Coach House is underway, and we hope to be opening our doors in 2021. So far, we've raised 60% of the funds we need to complete the project. We've had fantastic support from CCAD, who've helped us to achieve leader funding, as well as from Cork County Council. If you feel it's important to increase access to creative participation in a rural area, or want to help build community in innovative ways, there's a number of things you can do to support this project. You can follow Greywood Arts on social media and find out about all of our fundraising events. You can attend a fundraising event or contribute to our crowdfunding campaign that will be launching soon. We're also seeking patrons if you're in a position to help us that way. I'd be delighted to have a conversation with anybody who'd like more information about the project. I'd like to invite you to be part of something meaningful and to help us place creativity at the heart of East Cork.
Hi, Ken. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm so glad you're part of this year's Irish Social Business Campus showcase with your enterprise, AltCamp, that connects campers to landowners and operates somewhat like an Airbnb, the premise of Airbnb, that site. What I wanted to ask you was, what was it like to work with the Irish Social Business Campus?
Thank you, Richard. The ISBC was a very enjoyable journey. Challenging at times, but very rewarding. It was a 6-month journey that had a global pandemic in the middle of it, but I found what they did really well was focus on the individual equally as important as on the business. So I felt a lot of personal development as well as insight on how to grow a social enterprise in Ireland. I also found the participants, my fellow participants that I went on the journey with, have really connected and formed a strong bond as well. It was it's quite a very exciting moment to get to this point where we can showcase our social enterprises to everybody in Ireland.
Well, I'm so happy for you. Let's go have a look at your social enterprise.
We all know that being in the outdoors is great for our physical and mental well-being. The benefits of camping are well documented and include fresh air and exercise, socialisation, less stress, and decreases anxiety and depression. But bookings on traditional campsites have surged, often lending to overcrowded and stressful situations, which is exactly what we're trying to get away from when we go camping. With just over 100 camping grounds in all of Ireland, it's proving difficult for the Irish person to get out and go camping. Introducing AltCamp. AltCamp is alternative camping on private lands around Ireland. AltCamp connects people that would like to camp with hosts that have land suitable for camping. AltCamp aims to make it more accessible for everyone to go camping and more often. With an easy-to-use platform, campers can search for the next destination. You can filter by county or scenery available. You can see what facilities may be on site and if pets are allowed. Guests can bring a tent or a camper van, or maybe there's some accommodation choices already set up on site, like a caravan, a yurt, or a treehouse. The benefits. So the host gets to show off their locality giving you local knowledge on local sites, meet some campers and supplement their income. The campers get a unique experience off the beaten track, which is great for their body and mind. And local tourism and the rural economy is invigorated. The community. Host proudly and camp responsibly are key values of AltCamp. Working closely with Leave No Trace, the outdoor ethics education body in Ireland, AltCamp will be providing tips and videos on how to camp responsibly. Building a community of campers that offer advice and tips on seeing the real Ireland is championed by the AltCamp hosts. 85% of lands in Ireland are private, meaning there is ample opportunity to open up the countryside to visitors. According to Camping Ireland, last year there was 3 million camp nights, and next year it's set to rise again. AltCamp is perfectly positioned to help the people of Ireland get out and camping. So join the AltCamp community and let's embrace adventure.
Social enterprises play such an important role in local communities and have a huge impact in society in general. To get a greater insight into this, let's speak to Rory Allen of Ballymaloe House on the importance social enterprises can play in a community.
Hi, I'm Rory Allen, born here in Ballymaloe a few years ago. We're here in the Grain Store, our venue. Ballymaloe goes back to the 50s when my father bought the property. My mother had an interest in food, and she got this notion anyway to open up a restaurant in the middle of the countryside in Ireland in 1964. In those days, we took a little lad in the Cork Examiner, come and dine in a country house. We bought an electric ring and we cut down a tree to make tables. And we were in business. It was as simple as that. A couple of years after opening up, this food guide came out called the Egon Ronnie Food Guide. And they rated us the second best in the whole of Ireland, the second best food in the whole of Ireland. So, and we've kind of never looked back since then. Today, Ballymaloe consists of a wonderful, wonderful cookery school and organic farm. Also, the Ballymaloe relish is an extraordinary product going all over the world. It's just one of my mother's recipes that my sister took and developed a whole business out of it. When we opened the restaurant, Ireland was very backward and poor in those days, and there was no such thing as supermarkets. There was only small producers. So we got carrots where we could get them off local producers, got potatoes off local producers, got all our butcher's meat off the local butcher in Cloyne. And so from word go, we were supporting the local industries in the area. Supporting local producers in a locality is, I would say, absolutely vital. It's, these are small producers with a passion to produce what they're producing, with a knowledge, and small quantities, and what they get is pocket money, really, and that it keeps them going. It keeps the wolf from the door. And if they have a little bit left over, they're not going to spend it in America or anywhere else. It's going to come right back into the community. I would say that the number one criteria is that you should have a passion for what you're doing. Yeah, I don't think you should sit back with a pencil and paper and an accountant and say, now, what will I do now to make money? I think if you start that way, there's a good chance it won't work. I think you've got to, if you love making afternoon tea buns, or if you love to grow stuff in your garden, or if you love, whatever your passion is, I think that has a far better chance of succeeding. So if you don't make much money in the first 6 months, at least you've enjoyed yourself. To me, that is the most important thing. And not to be too much of a rush, if it's possible, to make money too quickly. just to enjoy doing it and watching things happen around you. And I think that's probably the key to success of small businesses. Starting your own business, it's a wonderful thing, but I tell you, there's lots of different types of people. There are people who say, if you can run down there and jump over that fence and the next one, you'll succeed. And there's people who say, yes, I can do that. And there's other people say, oh no, I'd be afraid now I might trip up in the way or something happen. Now, I think to run a business, you have to be one of those people who can jump over the hoops. It can be very tough. And you will have to put, it obviously depends on the business, they're all different how they go. But very often, more than that, you will have to work completely, much more than you anticipated, and be able to take the blows that hit you as you go along the way. But the thing about it is, the harder you're hit, the better the satisfaction if your business comes right afterwards. I would say that if you have a grow, this thing is in you to do it, I would just go for it and I would do it, because that's the way I am anyway. I just make sure, and you do it and you make sure it works and works for you. Well done for you all with your enterprises, and good luck in the future, and may your businesses continue to grow.
That was amazing. Congratulations to our 3 graduates. Now it's time to meet our next 3 participants.
Hi, Ciara. How are you? So nice to meet you, and congratulations on Lionheart Gateway. I'm so glad that you were part of the Irish Social Business Campus Showcase this year, and you're graduating with this incredible social enterprise that is a meditation adventure game for young people. Can you tell me what inspired you and motivated you?
The inspiration for the meditation adventures through nature comes from my own adventures. I have travelled around the world studying with masters and elders of different indigenous wisdom traditions to deepen my study of meditation. And one destination that really captured my heart and inspired the project was China. The name Lionheart Gateway comes from my time studying with Taoist masters in temples in China. And when you enter a Taoist temple on a mountain in China, you have to first pass through 2 lions who guard the temple and protect the wisdom of nature. The seed idea for the storytelling feature in the meditation game came from my time volunteering in a school for street children in Nairobi, Africa. I envisioned then a platform where young people could share their stories and ideas. At this time, I was working in Apple Computers, and I was really inspired by the culture of creativity and innovation that Apple promotes. And this builds into Lionheart Gateway's mission of empowering young people to imagine and create ideas that change the world. And I suppose seeing how young people's moods change for the better after they take the meditation adventures, and hearing all the ideas they come up with to help the planet is what keeps me motivated.
Wow, sounds like an amazing project, Ciara. Let's learn more about Lionheart Gateway.
I went on a meditation adventure through the rainforest. I found a secret door and I was invited through by a mini gorilla. I went to a meeting with the rainforest animals and we discussed all types of ideas to help save the rainforest.
I went to the ocean on my meditation adventure, and I met with a green dolphin who gave me a treasure to help me on my mission.
Hi, Ciara Josephine here. I'm the founder of Lionheart Gateway. Lionheart Gateway is a meditation and storytelling game that makes meditation fun, easy and adventurous for young people. Our first product, Meditation Adventure Planet Earth, brings young people on meditation adventures through the rainforest, ocean, Arctic and desert, where they imagine awesome ideas to help the planet. Meditation Adventure Planet Earth is our first product and story world, and soon we will have many, many more. Subscribe to Lionheart Gateway today and come join us on our adventure.
Hey Alexa, play my Lionheart Gateway story playlist.
Hi Zelie, it is so nice to meet you to speak about Kitchen Express. I know it's a social enterprise that is of utmost importance, so close to your heart, and you were one of the graduating class of the Irish Social Business Campus showcase, so congratulations. I know that Kitchen Express basically, the whole thought behind it is to partner with existing community service providers to provide healthier takeaway options, and essentially it's an alternative, affordable takeaway service to families in the community, but it aligns to the tastes and needs they already have in convenience food. How did you come up with this concept, and why is it so important to you to see communities eat healthier?
Well, it's really, as you say, it's about helping families and helping families have a nutritious and healthy, healthy food, and it's trying to make it easier for families. So the idea really was not asking people and not to change their existing eating habits. So it's really working with existing eating behaviors, especially around takeaway food, which is really very popular. So it's offering already popular, familiar takeaway options, for example, chicken korma or fajitas, but making sure that these options are nutritionally analyzed and lower in fat, salt, and calories in comparison to traditional takeaway food. So this would bring really positive benefits for families, and this is possible with the support of existing community service providers in Limerick.
So people like St. Mary's Aid, St. Munchin's Community Centre, so you would utilise, so this essentially would offer potential employment and training opportunities within communities as well.
Yes, it definitely would have that possibility. So it's working with existing community providers to offer an additional service to the community.
Well, it is an amazing initiative. I'm so proud of you. Let's learn more about Kitchen Express.
Hi, my name is Zelie Houlihan. My social enterprise project aims to make healthy eating easier. Following a healthy diet can be challenging. People have busy and demanding lives, particularly mothers with young families. There are many demands on the household income, and food is just one. Food tastes in families can differ. This brings the possibility of food waste and extra work for mothers preparing an additional or a separate meal. Bord Bia's market studies highlight a clear demand today for convenient meal solutions. The takeaway food industry has grown dramatically in response to this demand. However, in general, takeaway food is high in calories, fats and salt. The World Health Organization stresses that eating a variety of foods and consuming less salt, sugars and fats are essential for a healthy diet. Changing our eating habits is very difficult, and new habits are difficult to form. Kitchen Express is an innovative takeaway concept. It works with local community providers to provide a takeaway service that is nutritious, affordable and tasty. It follows or works with the takeaway trend in food to bring positive change in diet, health and well-being. It offers already popular takeaway favourites prepared from high-quality Irish and local ingredients where possible. We use healthy cooking methods such as poaching and steaming rather than frying. We use healthy oils such as sunflower and olive oil. Importantly, all of the recipes are nutritionally analysed and are lower in calories, fat and salt in comparison to traditional takeaway meals. Kitchen Express will offer a convenient, cashless ordering system on the locally developed ordering app Bumpy. Kitchen Express recognises the availability of affordable, convenient food options is important to families locally. This initiative aims to extend community catering services. It will increase the utilisation of community kitchens and provide additional revenue and employment.
Zelia's project has merit. We have spoken to Limerick City and County Council about it to apply for funding for Zelia, and hopefully we'll get the answer to that in the near future. In the meantime, we continue to support Zelia as we believe in this project. Our board have approved it and we look forward to working with her in the future.
We believe it really has potential to make a difference in people's lives. If you would like to get involved and support the project, please get in touch. Thank you.
Hi Ulick, how are you? So nice to meet you. Congratulations on being a graduate of this year's Irish Social Business Campus Showcase. And I'm fascinated with your project Training Wheels. I know that you are trying to join nature and cycling and that you work with children, people with disabilities, migrants. It's a beautiful project, but can you tell me a little bit about what motivated your project?
Oh, thanks so much, Richard. It's lovely to chat to you. I suppose I was always really interested in bikes and always really inspired by bicycles. I suppose as a young child, I still really connect in with that feeling of just being on the bike and the freedom of that, and just how that feels to be able to go out there and explore the world and understand things in a different way. I always loved as well the community of cycling and just the camaraderie of the fun I'd have with people and with friends. So I try and bring that to my work now and connect in with those kids and people with disabilities and migrants, and just bring that experience and those feelings that I have and those excitements that I have into that. And I suppose also I've been always been really inspired by nature and feel really at home in the woods, feel really at home in, you know, in the midst of nature, I suppose. So I suppose with this project, I've just been really trying to see how to marry those two and how to help people experience nature with their friends and explore things on the bike like that. So yeah, that's about
well,
it.
I cannot wait to learn more about it all. Let's have a look.
Great, thanks Richard. Talk to you.
Hi, I'm Ulick. I'm a bike mechanic and cycling coach. I work in the community, fixing bikes for community groups and as part of community projects. I coach kids in schools and in community centres, teaching them balance, control and fun on the bike. The end goal is that it's a positive experience and that kids learn that the bike is something they'll have for life. I also teach people how to repair their bike and maintain their bike, teach them how to fix punctures, tune their gears, fix their brakes. I really believe in the bike as a tool for social change, and I know that I feel most empowered and most engage with the world around me when I'm on my bicycle. When I'm cycling, I know I see the world in a different way, and I want to teach other people how to do that. I work a lot with community groups, teaching them how to build resources, amenities and facilities so that we can cycle more together in our communities, and try and engage a lot with existing community groups, showing them some of the fun and engagement that I know I found on the bicycle. It feels good to cycle, and children tell me that back, and I hear that back from kids all the time. I have a vision where kids can use the bike to explore the world around them, where they can visit their granny or granddad or cycle to school or visit their friends, where they can use the bike to safely explore the world and find their way through life. It's a really positive experience when kids learn a new skill on the bike, or when they learn to cycle, or when they learn to navigate in a new way. What drives me is that awesome feeling I get when I see a child's world open up, or they learn how to master something that was before impossible. Keep an eye on our social media for cycling camps, community cycles and other cycling events coming up soon. The world is bigger on a bike.
While our participants today are earlier on in their journey, the potential impact they will have on social enterprise and on community will grow as they grow. To get a greater understanding of this, we're now going to look at a long-established social enterprise in Cork. It's Cork Craft and Design.
Hi, my name is Maeve and I'm the Operations Manager here with Cork Craft and Design. Cork Craft and Design is a membership organisation. It's currently made up of around 100 makers living and working in Cork. It was founded in 2005 when a group of makers came together under the guidance of Cork County Council Arts Office to kind of create opportunities and provide support for craft and design people working within the county. And it has grown from then to where we are today. So it has a Makers Collective shop in St. Patrick's Wunna in Douglas, and this is run by the makers themselves. They employ one full-time person, which is me, to crack the whip and make sure that things are working smoothly. And I think that's probably the testament to its success, because I don't have any personal interest in the organisation. So unlike you might have a craft maker and you might have other craft makers kind of objecting what they do, by having someone external coming in and checking in with the values of the organisation and the direction and making sure that's on track, I think that's what has kept Cork Craft and Design so successful. As a membership organisation, like when a maker becomes a member, they have access to a really great network of craft supports, and that is actually even from their own peers. So you might have a jewellery maker dropping another jewellery maker a line and asking for advice, or they might actually ask a maker in a different discipline, because sometimes all their problems are actually the same even though they are in different disciplines. So that's one of the benefits that a craft maker would have when they join Cork Craft and Design. Where we're sitting today, the shop is run by the makers themselves, and it's a really great space for them to learn retail experience and then to see what works and doesn't work as well. And again, they can bounce any questions off any of the other makers, and it's a great place for them to meet the customers and get direct feedback. And customers love coming in and asking what the maker that's on duty that day, what they do, and it often leads to many selling opportunities. Like, a lot of people would think they were just a retail shop, but that is only one element, and it's nearly just the front of kind of Cork Craft and Design. We have lots of different opportunities, and one of the major ones we have is Cork Craft Month, and that is going into its 11th year, and that is a month in August where we celebrate and elevate the craft sector within Cork. In Cork Craft Month, there's opportunities for makers to exhibit, to sell, and it just provides them with a platform to engage with customers. So when I look up social enterprise, I see quotes like, it's like business with a heart, it's all about impact. And the reason you will have days where you're feeling so, find things so challenging, you probably want to throw in the towel. But I always come back to that I wouldn't want to be doing a job where I find it boring. I actually realize that I love challenges, and you're doing this because you are ambitious. And since I've come on board with Corecraft and Design as the operations manager, I've noticed, and people have noticed, how ambitious the organisation has grown. And if you can take a step aside and see that, and see your ambition and your love, hopefully that will keep you driving on, even just for one more day if you feel like you're throwing in the towel. So just stick in there.
And last but not least, let's meet our final 3 graduates.
Hi Martin, how are you? It's so nice to meet you to chat about FitStick, which I find has a social enterprise completely fascinating, because it's basically a wellness system that uses a walking stick for a variety of different things. Why a walking stick, Martin?
Well, first of all, and here is the trusty walking stick.
Wow.
I work with people a lot. People are stuck and they're kind of, they get into a bad place. So I use wellness and getting out into nature, etc. with them, do Tai Chi and stuff. So it occurred to me that if we're going to go into nature, you have a walking stick, but why not use it for all these other things as well? You can use it for stretching, you can use it for social distancing. But it's actually a very natural thing to use. And I think people like to walk in woods, timber. A lot of people might have sticks at home that go way back in time. So I jokingly say that I'm going to do a river dance on walking stick, make it nice and fresh. So that's probably about it, really. So I hope you enjoyed the video.
And it's for the aging population, obviously. It's for them to take something that was traditionally maybe viewed as something that maybe they didn't want to use, but had to use, and you're taking it and revolutionizing it and letting people look at the walking stick in a new way.
Absolutely, I'm going to turn a whole generation into majorettes. We're going to be twirling the stick and going around the place. But I suppose what I would like to say as well, when I say FitStick, what's more important to me really is the human spirit. So F is for fun, you got to have fun. I is for inspiration, what inspires you to get on. And T is for transformation, how can you turn yourself around? And the final T is triumph, so you got to get into life. And if you don't, I'll chase you with the stick.
Amazing. Well, let's look at FitStick.
Hi everyone, my name is Martin Forrest and I'm the founder of FitStick. What is FitStick? It's a unique Irish wellness system based around, of all things, the walking stick. Why the walking stick? Well, it's an everyday object. You can take it with you when you go out walking. And you'll be surprised at what you can do with a walking stick. And I work specifically with the active adult who has had a couple of injuries, etc., and tries to stay fit and active in their life. You don't have time to go to the gym and work out, so maybe you can go for a walk. Why not take your stick? But at the end of the day, I really care about you getting onto your life, getting into your life. You come halfway through your journey, the head can come down, you can just get stuck. My main reason for doing all of this is to help you and people get unstuck. But what does fit mean? Well, beyond any ability to get up and exercise and run around the place, I'm very much concerned about your ability to get into your life and come to a point in your life where you get stuck. I meet lots of people in my work who are just stuck. And that's sad. So anything you can do to get unstuck and get back into your life, that's why it's about movement and mobility. So fit isn't just about fitness. It means a little bit more than that. And the first F is for fun. Have fun. Any chance you get, smile, laugh. Whatever it takes, get out, laugh, and have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. I is for inspire. It's so important that you have something that inspires you. As you get older, the head can go down, the light can dim, get stuck, happens all the time. So what inspires you to get out of bed? What inspires you to go out and do something? So the mere fact that stand up, put a stick in your hand, go out for a walk, you're creating momentum. You can inspire yourself. So I really, please, whatever it takes for you to inspire yourself and get excited about your life again. T, the first T is transformation. Turn it around. You can always turn yourself around, always. But if you think you can't, you won't. So I really inspire people to turn their life around. Okay, if you need to go this way, oops, what am I doing here? You don't have to stay there. Transform, change. FIT, oh, there's one more T. Triumph, watch this, yeah! Triumph. You have to really celebrate your life, no matter how small it is. As I said, even getting out of bed, opening your eyes in the morning, wow, I'm alive. That's a triumph. There's lots of people who can't move too much. So any chance you get to celebrate your life and people around you, that's important. So overall, it's fit, stick. And as I said, stick with it, but first and foremost, stick with yourself, okay? Fit, stick.
Hi Tim, it's so nice to meet you to speak about An Siúd, your social enterprise that is essentially the development of a museum that will be a tribute to the Irish language and to the Gaelic revival, and will appeal to tourism, students, schools worldwide, and essentially will act as a cultural hub. And what I wanted to ask you was, why is this so important to you, the development of this museum?
Good question. I have strong personal reasons for wanting to do this. The tourism reasons are perhaps an enabler of what it is I want to do. Ballingeary is a rather unique place. It was the village in which the first Irish language teacher training college in this country started up. And it became a kind of a cultural magnet back in the days of the late 19th, early 20th century when the independence movement was kicking off. There is an amazing story to tell about this place. And we have been fortunate to get a hold of the original building in which the Coláiste na Mún, the Irish college, started up. And we're going to start a museum there, which will become a cultural tourist destination. Really, it's of national significance. It's not just something about Ballingeary. And when you look at the figures who were associated with Ballingeary at that time and who came here and who taught here and who learned here, it's an extraordinary story and it should be told. And that's what this is about.
Well, let's find out more about your story and your enterprise.
Coming on the vast and well-hidden Gaelic past for such leaders as Pearse, Brugha, Casement, Cant, MacDiarmid, MacSweeney, MacCurtain and 100 others became the masterlight of all their seeing. Hi, it's Misha Tim Toomey. Welcome to Ballingeary, or Ballingerig in the Irish language. The village of Ballingeary, with a population of around 250, is high in the Lee catchment in the mountainy region known as the Muskerry Gaeltacht. Located here is the Munster College, or Coláiste na Mún, which runs residential Irish language courses for children from all over Ireland every summer. Events that took place here in the late 19th and early 20th century were highly influential in the building of this nation and the incorporation of the Irish language within its constitution. The story begins in 1888 with the arrival of Father Patrick Hurley as the new parish priest. Hurley was an enthusiast for all aspects of the Gaelic revival. He built the oratory at Gugan Barra. He founded the Ballingeary branch of the Gaelic League and was highly influential in the formation of the Coláiste na Mún. Many of the lecturers and students and others associated with the language movement in Ballingeary went on to play major roles in the independence movement. One became a signatory of the 1916 Proclamation of Independence. 3 took part in the Rising in Dublin. 2 were Lord Mayors of Cork. 1 was Lord Mayor of Limerick after meeting his future wife at the Coláiste. 4 became TDs in the first Dáil. Authors, poets, politicians and local people alike were associated with the language movement or the college in one way or another at that time. Cultural tourism is a leisure activity which brings some 3 million visitors a year to Ireland. Ballingeary has a unique story to offer the culturally curious tourist. An Siúgáin, or in Irish, the straw rope, is the name that we're giving to our social enterprise. The strength of the rope is gained through the intertwining of the many strands, which seems entirely appropriate to explain the story of Coláiste na Mún. A strongly supported community project, An Siúgáin will be established in the building in which the Coláiste na Mún opened its doors on July the 4th, 1904. It'll provide a hub in the community for various projects associated with cultural tourism, thereby bringing jobs and income to this community. This won't be a traditional museum full of dusty artifacts, but will tell by first-person narrative the stories of many of these people who were associated with Coláiste na Mún back in the early days, beginning with Padraig Pearse, who cycled through Ballingeary in 1902 and was impressed by the quality of the Irish spoken by the local people. Coláiste na Mún and Ballingeary worked their magic on these people. It provided an oasis for study and reflection, but also was a creative spark for the independence movement which was to follow, and it became a guardian of the Irish language. Our enterprise will help secure the future of the Irish language, but also help sustain the local economy through this cultural tourism initiative. So if you'd like to get involved in some way, please contact us.
Hi Claire, and I am so happy to meet you, and congratulations that your social enterprise WePlay is part of this year's Irish Social Business Campus Showcase, and you're about to graduate. I'm thrilled for you. Your project is fantastic. I just wanted to know a little bit about your social enterprise WePlay and why it's so important for you to make physical exercise fun for children all over again.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about it, and I suppose it stems from my own background and involvement. I was given lots of opportunity as a child to participate in sport, and it's really given me so much as a person. And so I found myself at the elite end of sport, experiencing that side. I've also found myself in corporate, and then I found myself working with kids in primary schools. And it really struck me, I suppose, the level of activity with kids. We only have 17% of kids that are active enough to be healthy. And so I really felt the need to use all of the experience that I've accumulated and to give back and hopefully get more kids active. And the key thing for me is really about bringing the joy of being active to children. Reimagine the way they experience play, sport, physical activity.
And you think this improves their overall well-being, and especially their literacy, their schoolwork?
100%. Physical activity, physical literacy is a determinant of health. It's been shown to improve the overall development and well-being of children. So it really is a no-brainer.
Well, let's have a look at WePlay.
I'm Claire McSweeney, or sometimes better known by kids in PE as Coach Claire. ago, I left behind corporate well-being and walked the path of social impact. Recently, I founded my social enterprise, an educational company, to enable every child experience the joy of physical activity. I knew I could use my broad background in athletic therapy, exercise science, health promotion, and my lived experience of being involved in sport up to an elite level to give children's needs a voice and to support teachers in PE and all parents at home. Most of us grew up in an era of neighbourhood games and unstructured free play. But today in Ireland, and indeed the world, the picture of childhood activity is vastly different. Less than 1 in 5 children are not physically active enough. Simple movements that we take for granted, like jumping, skipping, throwing, kids find difficult. Less than 1 in 4 children cannot run correctly, and half can't kick a ball properly. Think about that. Our children are not physically literate. Simply put, physical literacy means being able to move. Kids having the basic movement skills to perform different activities, have confidence, and experience the joy of physical activity. Simply put, physical literacy is the ability to move, developing kids' basic movement skills, growing their confidence, and empowering them with the joy of movement to be active for life. I came face to face with these statistics daily when working with primary school teachers in supporting them to deliver PE to their pupils. Working with over a couple of thousand children, I've seen the struggle of these children with low physical literacy, and that's up to half the class. Like Amy, for example, at 9 years old, she has limited movement skills that she can actually do well. And this means she struggles with games like tag. She's the kid that always gets caught. And so it's no wonder that we see Amy with low confidence to perform and low motivation to join in. And not only does that block her from participating in PE or sport, but in leading an active life into adulthood. With my social enterprise, I'm trying to change that. With our inclusive, curriculum-aligned school program, we partner with primary schools, going into schools, helping them to deliver PE through fun, learning, and skill development. Clare Play is for every child, supporting their physical literacy development. And now today, Amy's skills are better than ever, and she's found new ways to be active. She's a force of nature, included in all play, finding joy in activity. And that's the change we want to see in every child like Amy. And that is why we have our new digital online physical literacy program called WePlay for families and teachers. It's fun, interactive, and inclusive of children of all abilities, supporting their physical literacy development remotely. With its curriculum-based child-centered approach, WePlay gives parents and teachers the tools, support, and confidence to do just that. There's educational videos, engaging stories, and fun activities where the whole family or class can join Coach Clare in experiencing the joy of movement and fun activities together. It's the best gift you can give a child. WePlay is more than just a program. It's about a community of families, teachers, and advocates coming together to bring the joy of play and activity to all. Whether you are a family or a school and want to be involved, or a socially minded partner, I'd love to hear from you.
Pauline, as we reach the end of the showcase, What are your hopes and dreams for all of our participants in the future?
Do you know, Richard, actually to all of you, what I really hope is that you remain as adaptable and flexible as you've been throughout the programme and during these really difficult times. It's that adaptability and that flexibility that brings learning and growth, and it's learning and growth, and we've always found this creates that pathway to create the social impact that you all want to achieve and that you've set out to achieve. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. You've been absolutely amazing. You've been so superb in your approach and your adaptability and everything that you've done throughout the programme. Congratulations to you all. It's a very proud moment for us, and it's an extremely proud moment for each of you as well.
Congratulations! Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you learned as much as I did. This is Richard Lynch, and this has been the Irish Social Business Showcase 2020. We'll see you soon.